From chocolate chip to sugar, you can't beat freshly baked cookies. There are many different recipes and variations when it comes to making cookies. One variation involves using cake flour for cookies. This simple hack will result in some truly delicious cookies. However, cake flour doesn't work for every cookie recipe, as it does change the texture. With the right knowledge and recipe, you can make some tasty cookies using cake flour. Can you use cake flour for cookies? Using cake flour for cookies gives them a softer, more delicate texture. They will have a cake-like texture and also be chewier as well. Most cookie recipes opt to use all-purpose flour. It is a versatile flour that provides a good base for all different kinds of cookies. All-purpose flour not only provides texture, but also contributes to the flavor as well. Cake flour is often used in vanilla and yellow cake recipes. In addition, it is also great to use for angel food, genoise, and sponge cakes. It provides cake with a lovely, tender texture and delicious flavor. Some people also use it for muffins and scones as well. It is a great option to use when your goal is to have a tender baked good. Cake flour provides a fine, close crumb. Cake flour can be used in different cookie recipes, such as chocolate chip or sugar. It provides a tender, fluffy finish compared to all-purpose flour. Pastry flour for cookies versus all-purpose flour. Cake flour and all-purpose flour are similar, as they are both made from wheat flour. However, they are milled differently for different purposes. All-purpose flour is milled for many different foods such as pasta, cookies, donuts, pizza dough, muffins, bread, cake, and much more, and has a protein content of 10 to 13%, and since it has a lower protein content, it provides less gluten. In return, this leads to a tender, more delicate texture as the gluten is weaker. In addition, a chlorination process works to also break down cake flour's gluten. Cake flour, on the other hand, is milled to be specifically used for cakes, and is made from soft winter wheat that has been very finely milled. It has the lowest protein content in flours, at 7 to 9%. Cake flour in cookies recipes. There are many different types of cookies out there, each as delicious as the next. The majority of cookie recipes will call for all-purpose flour. However, there are cookie recipes out there that do use cake flour. The most popular cookie recipe to use cake flour is chocolate chip cookies. Chocolate chip cookies are versatile, as they can be chewy, crispy, cakey, and tender. By using cake flour in a chocolate chip cookie recipe, you will achieve a thicker cookie, with a nice cake-like, tender consistency. Sugar cookies are another types of cookie that can vary largely in texture. They can be soft, cakey, chewy, and even crispy. Cake flour can be a great option to use for your sugar cookies in place of all-purpose flour. The consistency will be thicker and fluffier than normal sugar cookies. Cake flour is also great to use for chocolate crinkle cookies. They have a fudgy, gooey texture similar to brownies. Using cake flour provides a soft, thick texture. Making your cake flour. Cake flour can be found at most grocery stores. It is generally readily available, so you shouldn't have too hard of a time finding it. However, if you can't find any or are in a pinch, you can make your substitute. All you need is all-purpose flour and cornstarch, along with some common kitchen utensils. To make your cake flour, measure out 1 cup of all-purpose flour, and then remove 2 tablespoons from it. Then, add 2 tablespoons of cornstarch to the flour. Adding the cornstarch is key to getting a tender texture. Cornstarch is very fine, finer than the all-purpose flour. In addition, it has a lower gluten content than flour. After mixing your flour and cornstarch, use a sifter to sift the mixture 2 times. By running the mixture through the sifter twice, it helps aerate the mix, lightening up. This is important to achieving a finer product in your baked goods. Making delicious cookies with cake flour. Though cake flour is designed specifically to use for baking cakes, it also makes yummy cookies. They will have a delicate, tender texture that is irresistible. Though it will not work for all recipes, chocolate chip cookies, sugar cookies, and chocolate crinkle cookies can all be made with cake flour. If you liked this video, don't forget to like and subscribe.